If you want to convince anybody that video games are an art form, then you need to show them Nier Automata. In 35 years of gaming, I have never come across a game as impressive as this one. The gameplay, world and graphics are all brilliant. The music is simply sensational. But probably most impressive of all is the story. It is interesting, it is complex, it conveys meaning, and it makes you think, both about the story itself, about your own life, and about humanity in general. And that's quite something for a video game. Before starting, I must warn you that the video will have massive spoilers, and if you haven't yet completed the game, then I suggest you do so before watching this. One of the central themes is ideas about the meaning of life. The idea that we always search for meaning, either from the outside in the form of religious beliefs of one sort or another, or, failing that, we must find meaning for ourselves, for our own lives, from within ourselves. And all of the characters and groups in the game have different meanings for their existence and different purposes which result.
30 seconds have passed. Proposal. Unit A2 should state her intentions.
Stop! My intention is to beat the hell out of every goddamn machine I can find. Is that enough for you?
Affirmative.
Without a doubt, the central character in the game is the android 2B. As gradually becomes evident as the story progresses, she is a tragic character. She's also a brilliant piece of character design. Players build a strong empathy with her during the first part of the game. Although initially appearing somewhat cold and detached, she is beautiful, she is tough, and as the game goes on, it becomes evident that she's actually a much more soft and caring personality than she first appears.
Exit confirmed closed.
So open it.
Negative. Nearby enemies are jamming our signal.
Nothing's ever easy.
You know, ma'am, I'm glad you're here.
Why?
Scanners like me mostly work alone. Scouting out enemy lines and all that, I don't usually get a partner. It's kind of fun.
Emotions are prohibited.
Sorry, ma'am.
And another thing, stop calling me ma'am.
Huh?
It's unnecessary.
All right, then. 2B it is.
Say, 2B,
What?
when do you think you'll be willing to call me Nines? 9S works just fine.
Well, yeah, but... Man, this job can be pretty rough sometimes, huh?
We don't get to choose our assignments. And you should work on keeping your opinions in check. Yorha aren't allowed to be emotional, remember?
I think some of us are better at that than others.
Come on. Let's go home.
Now, for 2B, the meaning of her existence is that the fact that she is an android of Yorha, and she seems to buy in entirely to the service of humanity and command. This meaning gives her life a purpose, but unfortunately, her purpose is to continually kill 9S. And over the years, she comes to hate doing that.
To be hated to keep killing you. It caused her so much pain. The 9S type is a high-end model. They knew you'd discover the truth eventually. But the model designation 2B was just a cover. The official designation is 2E. Number 2 type E. They were a special class of members designed to execute Yorha units.
Although it is true that having a meaning and purpose in your life is necessary, when you hate that meaning and purpose, that might even be worse than feeling that life is meaningless. Now, it's evident that 2B cares about 9S. Although she needs to kill him when he discovers the confidential information in the server, in between those times, she does her utmost to keep him alive.
To help 9S. I have to repair him. Pod, get me staunching gel and logic virus vaccines. Then access the...
Inadvisable. The subject's vital signs are too poor to attempt field repair in
Shut up!
current...
Just do what I say!
She's spent a great deal of time with him over many, many lifetimes. And although he cannot remember this, she can. Now, there are some questions we can ask about 2B and her behaviour. I've seen some discussion as to whether 2B actually knows the truth about her humanity. After all, her job is to kill 9S whenever he finds out that humanity is extinct, and that the base on the moon is a front. But this seems strange. What's the point of killing 9S when he discovers the truth if 2B already knows the truth? Surely she would also need to be killed if that was the case. Now, there are quite a number of issues in the game which are not fully resolved, but there are other resources which add extra information. There's a stage play, there's readings at a concert of the music from the game, and there are a number of books. All of these are canon because Yoko Taro has been involved in all of them. And one of the most informative is the book Nier Automata, short story long, because it provides quite a lot of backstory for 2B, for 9S and for A2. It is actually evident that 2B does not know the lie about human survival. And the key is Pod 153, who was allocated to 9S. Pod 153 knows when 9S accesses confidential data in the Yorha server and reports it, possibly via Pod 042, to 2B. She doesn't know what the confidential information is, merely that 9S has hacked into it, and that is the trigger for her to kill him. Another question is, if 2B hates her task so much, why does she continue to do it? Why not rebel? There would certainly be consequences, but if she has real feelings for 9S, how can she possibly carry on with this task? And from the game alone, you might think that this is simply because she has a devotion to fulfilling her duty, to playing things by the book. In fact, it turns out that the truth is more complex than that, and that's revealed in the book Short Story Long. In the past, while saving 2B from a logic virus infection, 9S has to hack into her memories, and in doing so, that particular version of 9S discovered her true purpose. By that time, 2B was thoroughly sick of her continual task to kill someone she'd develop a strong attachment to. So, when 9S discovered the truth, 2B asked him to kill her. She knew that if she failed in her mission in this way, she would be regarded as defective and would not have been restored to life. 9S, however, responded by killing himself, and before dying he explained his logic. He knew that whatever happened, he would continue to be killed, if not by 2B, then by some sort of replacement for her. He loved the time he spent with her and was prepared to die in order to experience that again, even though each time he would have no memory of the previous occasions. If he was going to be killed, he wanted 2B to be the one who did it. That way he would always have time with her before his death. 2B promised him that she would carry on killing him. So the reason that 2B continued to kill him over and over again was not because of devotion to Yorha or to her duty, but to fulfill her promise to 9S. Now this brings home the full tragedy of her situation. Things are a lot easier for 9S, whose memory is continually being wiped, but 2B has memories of every time she's killed him, amounting to hundreds. For 2B, therefore, there is no way out. She's trapped in a continual cycle of life and death. And that brings real poignancy to what was probably the most famous quote from the game.
Everything that lives is designed to end. We are perpetually trapped in a never-ending spiral of life and death. Is this a curse? Or some kind of punishment? I often think about the god who blessed us with this cryptic puzzle, and wonder if we'll ever have the chance to kill him.
So, in conclusion, it becomes evident that, for 2B, ending E in the game is actually truly a happy ending. the situation is now very different. When the pods restore the android's memory, Yorha is gone. In a sense, the god that cursed her, Yorha, is now dead. She will no longer need to kill 9S, and there will be no consequences for either of them for that. For 2B, this is a redemption, a salvation. Another theme of the game is how societies and people within them keep making the same mistakes with the same outcome. But in this case, the ground has shifted. 2B, 9S and A2 will have to find new meaning and new purposes in a new life. For gamers who love both the game and 2B, this is the happiest possible outcome.
I'm paying.